Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, let's predict the price trend of Palantir stock. I am a swing investor, and I will not consider the price changes of a stock 1 month later. This channel only makes short-term price predictions for stocks, usually 1 to 3 weeks. Welcome to subscribe to this channel. Palantir stock rebounded immediately after the sharp drop on Friday, which shows that the market does not want the stock price to fall further. But since the resistance in the area above the current price has been formed, the stock price rebound may not be too smooth, and the bulls may be suppressed by the bears again. At the close of last Friday, the stock price had fallen below the first key support level, which seems to be somewhat unfavorable for the bulls. This also means that the bullish sentiment of the stock has dropped significantly, because after the stock has continued to rise for 3 months, the price per share has become very expensive, and the long capital that entered the market at a low level has a great motivation to exit at a certain height, which increases the pressure for the stock price to rise further. Through the 30-minute chart of the stock, we can see that since June 16th, there have been signals of capital selling in the market, but not too many transactions have been released and the stock price has continued to rise. However, the signal of capital selling during the intraday trading between June 25th and 26th was already very obvious. It is obvious that the willingness of bulls to further push up the stock price at this position has decreased. The trading volume has also decreased, which means that the market's willingness to buy has also decreased, which is a signal that the stock price is about to enter a correction trend. The stock price continued to fall during the intraday trading on June 27th, and released a large number of transactions at the end of the trading day. This is regarded as a signal that bull capital entered the market to buy the bottom, but the heavy trading at such a high position is not necessarily a positive signal, which is worthy of investors' vigilance. The stock's rebound on June 30th seems to be a bit difficult. Although some gains were retained at the close of the day, the intraday stock price did not rise further. It is obvious that the stock has once again encountered short selling, and the willingness of bulls to further push up the stock price does not seem to be high. We can see through the position distribution of the stock. Most of the current positions of the stock are concentrated in the $119.10 to $148 area, and the current price of the stock is in the middle and upper part of this area, which shows that there are still bullish forces in the low area to support the stock price, but the resistance in the area above the current price is also very large. After this wave of sharp correction, the positions in the area below $119.10 have moved up significantly, indicating that most of the long capital that entered the market at a low level has withdrawn from the market. Although the current stock price is still maintained at a certain height, this is still regarded as a negative signal. If the stock price rises further, the stock will face the double selling pressure of profit-making capital and locked-in capital again, and there is a high possibility that the bulls will be suppressed by the bears again. The current price of the stock is only about 8% different from the recent highest position, which means that there is still a great risk to go long on the stock in the area above the current price. If there is an unfavorable factor in the off-site market, the stock may still adjust further downward. In fact, the sharp drop of the stock last Friday was not due to the news level, because there has been no negative news from the company in the market recently. Some reports pointed out that it was related to the readjustment of the FTSE Russell Index. Fund managers who track these benchmarks are forced to adjust their positions, which puts downward pressure on the stock price. In addition, I think another reason is the capital's profit withdrawal. As mentioned earlier, the stock has risen by more than 70% in the past 3 months, and a large amount of profit capital has accumulated at a low level, making the stock price rise heavier and heavier. Maybe the stock price will rise further in the future, but the premise is that the profit capital that entered the market at a low level before needs to be released, which is a reasonable price behavior. The stock has a huge fan base, and with the support of the artificial intelligence boom, the market may still push the stock price higher, but we must also know that the current price-to-earnings ratio of the stock is as high as 592 times. According to the analyst forecast for 2025, the stock is expected to have a price-to-sales ratio of 85 times, and according to the consensus forecast for 2026, the stock is expected to have a price-to-sales ratio of 66 times. This means that the stock is currently expensive in terms of both revenue and earnings. In the past 3 months, 11 analysts have tracked the stock and rated it. The stock currently has a comprehensive rating of hold, but the buy rating only accounts for 27.2%, while the sell and hold ratings account for 36% each. This reflects the cautious attitude of analysts towards the stock. These analysts gave Palantir stock an average price target of $106.20, which is far below the current level of $136. The highest price target for Palantir stock is $155, and the lowest price target is $40. Let's go back to the daily chart of the stock. The stock's breakout and decline last Friday made me a little worried. Although the stock rebounded again this week, I think the market may still be dominated by selling next. Although the stock price opened higher on Monday, it did not rise further afterwards, but retreated slightly, indicating that the stock bulls are not very willing to push the stock price to rebound, and the market is still trading cautiously. I am still bearish on the stock at present. I think this wave of rebound in the stock may not be sustainable, and the stock price is expected to fail to break through the recent highest level. There is a high possibility that the stock price will be suppressed by shorts again in the area above $140. I think it is more likely that the stock will fall another 10% than rise another 10%. So I set the target price for the stock in the $119.10 to $133.20 range. Okay, guys, that's my price prediction for Palantir stock. Thank you for watching. If you agree with my analysis, please share and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.